Welcome back to Soundwaves TV, and as we head into our final stretch, can I just say, I could sit and listen to Leo talk for like hours. I get the same. I love people who are walking living history.
Yeah.
That's how I feel going to lunch with John Stanley, quite frankly.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's a very good, a good comparison. And Leo is he's unbelievably humble.
Yeah.
You know, and he just has stories upon stories. I think we should have him back at some point. And for him to bring that book to me, I'm going to dive in and teach Cody about all the Latin rock history here in the Bay. It's very, very cool.
Nice. Now, at the top of this season 8 on Soundwaves TV, we introduced something that was really, really foolish of us to do, which was the fan question, the Ask Us Anything. We've been getting some really good ones through text.
Yeah, we have.
And, hey, I got a question for you. And all right, I'll scribble it down and everything. So I got one. And oddly enough, we didn't even set it up. This completely pertains to the conversation at the top of the show.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, that worked out. Thank you, universe.
Yes.
But from Brenda,
I haven't heard it or read it yet. I'm trying to keep my eyes
here we
down
go.
there, but I haven't seen it.
And I have opinions about this too, but I'm going to let you, I'm dying to hear what you say.
Okay.
What are your feelings when celebrities reveal too much about themselves in books or social media? A lot of times it changes the way I feel about them or turns me off completely. Where is the line? Asks Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. That's a good one.
Thank you so much.
That's a great one.
I have so much to say. I'll try to make it quick. This is exactly how I felt when Steven Tyler became an American Idol judge. I was like, no. Hard pass. And that's not because I have anything against American Idol necessarily. Any platform, I know you do. Any platform that helps musicians, I'm like, do your thing. That's great. But it was like my rock star who I had certain beliefs of in my head, maybe naughty beliefs. I didn't feel like I wanted him in my living room every week.
Did you read his book?
I have like 12 books.
How'd you feel about reading his exploits in his own words?
I do like the exploits, and maybe that was the problem. It was like, I like the exploits. I don't like the clean version on American Idol. Okay, now I'm on the couch. Now we're talking. But no, it just felt, I just don't need my rock star judging a TV show like that. Like, no, thank you.
Right.
Hard pass. It just felt like, it just felt wrong. Sharing too much information on social media. Oh boy. About 6 weeks ago, did it get awkward with Sebastian Bach on social? Oh my God. I mean, it was every time I opened my phone, I was like, oh no. And then I'm like, should I take a screenshot? Am I the a-hole if I take a screenshot? And texted my friends like, did you see this shit? Which I did. And I mean, it was bad. So don't do that, because now here's what sucks, and this is so judgy of me. We really are on the couch. I'm back on the couch. I look at him. This is like
one of our conversations.
It is. It's like we're on the phone. You're just joining us on our conversation. It is. Now I have a hard time unknowing that. Like he was like desperately jealous of his wife on social, which is not the Sebastian Bach that I knew, like with this, you know what I mean? The sex appeal and the confidence. It just killed my vision of him. Don't do that, bro. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm the guy, and I for a while I was a film critic, and I still am, I suppose. And I would hang out with those folks, and while all very talented, every now and again conversations would enter like, well, I don't like this guy because he cheated on his wife, and I'm just like, what does that have to do with the rectangle you're watching in front of you? Nothing.
That's interesting.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Nothing.
Okay.
He was rude to somebody on a TV show, on a reality show or something. Again, your job is to watch the thing. And so I kind of like, and this was 25 years ago. And I kind of went, you know what? There's something to that. And so I did a little internal thing where I started keeping all that private shit out.
Yeah.
I'm so trained now to the point that, don't get me wrong, I'm not being like an elitist or anything like that, but I'm to the point where, like a friend or my wife or you or somebody will go, some casual thing about, so-and-so and his wife. And I go, I don't want to know who his wife is. I just don't. Because when I push play and I listen, or if I push play and I watch, that's the art. I'm only focusing on what I'm watching here. I don't need any of the rest. I don't want any of the rest.
That's so interesting.
I'm weird. I am so in the minority.
But what about the human side of a celebrity? Like
I don't care. I don't care. I really don't.
Hot take.
But okay, but I am all
honesty.
But I'm also in the same way that social media thing you just said.
Yeah.
It's not my business. I'm not okay. So to refine, I don't care. It's none of my business. Even when you make it my business, it's none of my business. So do I care that somebody got caught cheating? No, I don't. I wish you the best. That was stupid. I'm not, that's as far as I'm going to go into having an opinion, and I'll never write that publicly. You know what I mean? It's just like, so we've taken the commodity of entertainment and we've turned it into this thing. And I guess you go back to Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, you know what I mean? It's always been a thing. This is more of a thing now.
Yeah.
You know, and it just kind of makes me sick. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I also don't, you got me on a roll now.
No, I love it.
And I'm also.
It's just turned into a TMI, by the way.
I've seen people like, oh, these people are like they refer to entertainers as they're like dancing monkeys. All I need you to do is entertain me.
Oh, yeah.
That's not where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I'm coming strictly from an artistic perspective. These people went to work, did a thing, built a thing, made a thing, told me a story, played me a song.
Yeah.
I'm going to appreciate that as much as I can.
Okay.
I don't care what you did during lunch hour.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So for
yeah.
me, it's about the art. It's about, you know, like that whole thing. I don't care about the celebrity stuff.
I wish I were more that way. Like I don't like some people as humans, therefore I cannot bring their content into my life. Ted Nugent is an example that pops in my head.
I'm not saying everybody.
But I like his music.
Right. No, I'm saying
just,
some people are so egregiously fucked.
Right. Okay, I have a better example.
Okay.
A really recent
Sure.
White Lotus. Okay. There's White Lotus wrapped up. And there's been this whole like, is there drama between the actors and all that crap? And I'm like, bleh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't care. I love Walton Goggins. I love Walton Goggins. By the way, I've loved him for like 12 years. Glad you're finally on board. But he supposedly has this beef with one of the actresses. And I'm like,
Never heard that.
Okay,
Never
good.
heard that.
No, I don't want to know.
I don't wanna know.
And everyone's talking about it on TMZ. And I'm like, don't you dare spoil him. But in the world of cancellation, it's funny. This week, somebody was like, "Oh, should we talk to this comedian?" I got to be really careful here. Now we're really getting into it. I'm remembering we're not on the phone right now privately.
Yeah.
They were like, "Should we talk to this comedian?" And this other person was like, "Oh no, remember he did that thing back in 2011?" And I was like, "I don't at all remember that." And I searched around and he had apologized for it. But it was just interesting. Like, to your point, it's like, no, he did that one thing. He said that one thing and then never again. Right?
I hate to break it to you, but everybody has done and said that one thing.
I know, exactly.
And the difference is that some people have cameras following them around all the time.
Right.
And most of us don't.
Right.
And that's it. And that's why I can't condemn these people.
Yeah.
Because some gutter snipes hanging out in front of their house trying to catch a camera shot that they could sell to TMZ.
Yeah.
If someone were hanging out in my house, I would have the garden hose out all the time. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's like, no, that's not.
That I would pay to see.
Yeah, I'd pay to do it.
I feel like we should do a further podcast on this.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like we could go.
Thanks, Brenda.
Yes, I know, Brenda. You poked the bear on that one. I liked it.
That said, I'm reading Peter Wolf's book from Jay Giles.
Yeah.
And he's telling stories. And it's not like, dishy kind of stuff. There's stuff in it. But I mean, I am so into his writing style.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the 60s.
Yeah.
I'm just going through this experience. So when you have somebody telling their story in a way that just puts me in their headspace and puts me... Now that's cool. Again, that's part of that storytelling thing. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. Because in a book, I will give you all the grace in the world. I want to know the information. I think what it is like, as long as you're playing the character that you've always given us, I want to know the details. If you're a rock star and you're telling me crazy rock star details, that's expected.
Yeah,
That's part of your character. That's who you are. But when you've always been that guy and then you pop up on social media as this frail little, not confident, jealous thing, I'm like, no, that's not the guy. You know what I'm saying?
I want to leave
That's
with a conversation we had beforehand, and I'm not going to say her name. Just a dear friend of ours gave me Billy Idol's book.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And said something akin to about how she was bothered by him, not sure if she likes him anymore because of how he cheated on his wife. And I was just like, that's why you don't like Billy Idol anymore?
And you're surprised?
But you said, do you remember?
He's not Pastor Idol.
He's not Pastor Idol.
What? I love you. I don't know who you're talking about. I love you, but what did you expect?
Right. Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
It's Billy Idol. All right. What else? Are we done?
That's it.
We're
That's
done.
it.
Okay. So
hey, if you're not doing anything on May the 4th, say it.
May the 4th be with you.
Exactly. At Longboard, we're going to be there on the 4th with Momo Tambo SF.
That's right.
Yep.
You can see Leo Rosales in person.
Yes.
And we'll give him hugs in person. That'd be wonderful.
And thanks, Leo.
Yes, thank
awesome
you so
interview.
much.
And I think that's it.
All right. That sounds good. Well, we'll see you next week. How about that? Bye, guys.